Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew and today we're going to be doing a bit of a different video. Today we are going to be discussing my newest project that is not an Angry Birds Godzilla Show episode. This, which is my newest short film, The Client. Now, I know for you longtime viewers of the channel, you might be wondering, where did this come from? What provoked you to make it? Why did you make it? Well, I'm going to be answering those and more in this video, so stay tuned. So, for one thing, I feel like I should answer the obvious. Why did you decide to make a horror short film? Well, let's just start out with the basics. I think I can speak on behalf of the entire film, basically directors, writers, producers, everyone in the entertainment industry, that all type of media, books, film, short films, shows, games, anything, all stems from one idea. Low budget, high budget, no budget. An idea. Everything comes from an idea, regardless. And this is certainly no exception. Now, what's my point here? Basically, I had an idea a long time ago that I wanted to dabble into a bit of horror. Only problem? I suck at horror. Yeah, I have never been the best at horror. The only thing I've made in the entire 10 years that I've been making YouTube videos now is the Angry Birds Godzilla Show and Snaky Sunday Show Halloween specials, which, taking an Angry Birds plushie and sticking it on your finger or your pen that glows, that's not horror. That's not even scary. That's not even funny. Like, it's not even so bad it's good, it's just cheesy. So, I knew I could not do that type of horror. But then along came analog horror. Now, analog horror is essentially, well, best way of describing it is like VHS style stuff. I was primarily inspired by FNAF VHS tapes, as you could probably draw the comparison right there. So in terms of like overall appeal, I would say, the client really struck a chord with me because this was the first time I ever did anything analog horror or really horror in that fashion. Because basically, I always knew that in terms of like the FNAF VHS tapes, I've always wanted to make one. You know, as soon as I watched the first one I watched, I can't remember what type it was, but I was fascinated from the get-go. Only problem, I didn't really know how to make one, like truthfully. Because I know this for a fact. Animation takes a long time. And judging from what they use, they probably use motion capture because those are some very human-like movements in those. Like there's this one that actually shows a person first person, and they go inside Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and witnessing the entire thing unfolding. Like that, there's no way I would be able to pull that off. But I thought, why do I have to pull that off? Why not just make it live action? I mean, yeah, that would require me to make a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza set, and I'm not exactly Blumhouse. They can pull a $25-30 million budget. So, I decided, screw it. Don't even make it Five Nights at Freddy's. Just do it whatever you want. Again, ideas kept rolling. None of them really stood out to me. Until one fateful night. You guys remember the Secondly Object Show Season 6? Yeah, when I was filming the Golden Glory movie, spoilers, because some scenes will be filmed around the same area, I actually was inspired by a little place on my sister's property that looked abandoned. It looked run down. And at night, it made the perfect place for a horror movie. You see where I'm getting at? Again, I had to do this quickly now or never because I don't know when I was going back to my sister's house. That being said, I thought of something really quick. I whipped out my phone, started filming it. I didn't even have a script. I just was writing off what I was thinking. First thing that came in my mind was the first thing that came out of my mouth. And I think for a first and only attempt, this actually turned out really well. Like, I didn't even have a story planned out. It was just a real estate agent meeting an unknown client just named Brandon, and they were gonna probably work together to try to sell an abandoned mansion that's been now more rotted down to nothing on the aftermarket. So the client is specifically about that. However, things are not as they seem, and as you probably have saw in the short film, Matthew, not a fictionalized version of me, gets attacked, potentially killed too. We don't know what happened to him, do we? Now, in truth, this was again